Imagine a world where a split-second decision forever seals your fate. A world where a single mistake at the age of 17 condemns you to spend the rest of your life behind bars with no chance of redemption or parole. Is this justice, or have we strayed into the realm of severe punishment? To answer that, consider the case of Jacob IND. At the age of 15, Jacob was convicted of a double homicide. He was sentenced to life without parole in a Colorado prison. Despite the gravity of his crime, we must question the fairness of his sentence. A child, a teenager, doomed to spend his entire life in prison with no chance of parole. The impact on Jacob was profound, but so too was the impact on his family. His mother, left to grapple with the loss of her son to the prison system, has spent the last 2 decades fighting for his release. Then there's the case of Sarah Cruzan, a young woman from California who was sentenced to life without parole at the age of 16 for the murder of her abusive pimp. Sarah's story sends shock waves through the heart. It forces us to ask, should a child victim of human trafficking who acted out of desperation and fear spend the rest of her life in prison? Life without parole sentences for under 21 years olds doesn't just affect the individual serving the sentence, it has a devastating impact on families and communities. Parents are left with the grief of losing a child to the prison system, siblings lose their brothers and sisters, and communities are deprived of young people who could have potentially turned their lives around. Now consider the case of Joe Sullivan, sentenced to life without parole at 13 for a non-homicide offense in Florida. Joe's case is a stark reminder of the harsh reality of life without parole sentences for young people. It forces us to question the morality and ethics of sentencing a child to life in prison without any chance for redemption or rehabilitation. These cases are not anomalies. They are representative of a system that too often opts for the harshest sentence, without considering the potential for rehabilitation and the impact of these sentences on young people and their families. We need to challenge this system. We need to question the morality of life without parole sentences for under 21 years olds. We need to advocate for change. So what can you do? Raise your voice. Speak out against the injustice of life without parole sentences for under 21 years olds. Write to your local and national representatives. Use your social media platforms to raise awareness about this issue. Advocate for change in your communities. Because no child should be defined by their worst act. No child should be denied the chance to grow, change, and make amends. No child should be sentenced to life without parole. This isn't just about justice, it's about humanity.